everyone. Hello. How is everyone doing? Welcome back to the podcast, Youth for Yeshua. Um, Thank you so much for watching us, being here. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment on our podcast today. Today is a super awesome podcast. I'm so happy to present my guest here. She has been with me through it all, my whole walk through Torah. She has helped me through so much. Through my process, through working on me, working on my walk with God. I am so happy she's here right now. I know she's really nervous, so am I, but I'm so happy to present her today. My best friend and my sister, Myra. So if you can, woo!
Shalom, shalom, everybody. Very happy to be here, but very, very nervous.
Me too,
Don't like
girl.
public speaking.
It's okay, me too, girl. We're here together. See, another thing we go through together. Just another
Amen.
thing. Okay, so I'm gonna pray and then we're gonna start with your testimony. I'm gonna ask you questions and then it's gonna be like a conversation. If anyone has anything they would like to share, please comment and we would love to ask the question you have for Myra or a comment that you have for her. And then we can start from there. Okay? Okay. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this time. Thank you for this moment we have here together. Thank you for allowing Myra to be here with us today. May everything here that we talk about brings honor to your name. Please fill us with wisdom, with shalom. We're both very nervous, so please help us and calm our emotions. Thank you so much for this day. Guard our tongues and open the ears of the people that are listening, so your spirit may touch every heart. In Yeshua's name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, so who are you? Let's start there. Who are you, Myra?
Who am I?
Like interview questions.
So, who am I? Who am I in general? Like now?
Yeah, like who are you now? Like present
Now.
yourself.
So, my name is Myra Delgado. I am 26 years old. I am married to the youth pastor at EMC Miami, Pastor Obadiah. I have two beautiful, beautiful children, and I work in the ministry with my husband. I am in worship. I help take care of the kids at church. Basically, my life is church.
And dance?
That's why. And so, who is Myra? Myra is a dedicated server of God.
Yes, I can testify to that. And so when did you come into Torah?
So I came into Torah when I was literally, I'm not gonna forget, because I was turning 18,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna go celebrate with my friends my 18th birthday, and then my mom had other plans. And the first time I like learned anything about EMC was my 18th birthday. It was a Shabbat. We were
Wow.
at Hermana Emily's house, and then we were celebrating Hanukkah. So I've
Oh, the
been here
miracles.
for, yeah, that was 18. I'm 26, so I've been here for 8 years.
Wow. So like were you in like Christianity before or like
Yes.
Catholic or
So I like I was born into Christianity. My mom has always been Christian. That's what she has raised me and my brother with. But I'm like I was like a Christian because I believed in God. My mom like spoke to me about God, but that's it. Like I just believed in God. It's not that I was really like into like studying or no. I was a believer in God in the Christian world.
Okay. So like basically was there a struggle that you're like, oh, okay, because I don't know, as an 18-year-old, you're like, oh, like what influenced you? Like, yes, I want to be here. Like, what was that?
Sorry, can you my beautiful son just gave in and that's my
And
husband.
your husband. Oh my god.
Joja boy, Joja boy. Oh my god.
A dedicated mother. We
Yes,
see, we
so
see.
good. It's so funny. Sorry, repeat the question again.
What was my question? Okay, so it was like, what like caught your attention? Okay, you're 18. Well, I know that 18, you want to be with your friends, you want to do your own thing, but like, what caught your attention? Like, I want to stay here in Torah. Like, this is the path I choose. Like, what made you
So
decide?
for me, my husband has told me it's not a downfall. It's actually a good quality you have. I used to see it as a downfall, and it can be, um, but I've always been obedient. So my thing is, my mom would tell me we're gonna go here. I would go there. Like, I, in that case, like in that part, I was never rebellious. So for me, it wasn't like I didn't have like a struggle of like, oh, I don't want to be in that path. Just my mom told me one day we're gonna go to this church, so I went, and then I started seeing everything. At the beginning, I'm like, what is this? This is so weird. Like, I've never heard
Yeah.
about this. And the thing that hit me the hardest, that I stayed here because, like I said, I'm always obedient. My mom and my dad were like, we're gonna come here. um I've never struggled with believing in God. I always believed in him. I knew that he's my salvation, and without him I'm nothing. But I didn't struggle with like, no, I don't want to go there, mom. I rather, no. So I just went. But the impact, the really hard part for me, when I first went to that church, and at the beginning I didn't really um keep the Sabbath for like 2 years since I got there. I would do Sabbath with my parents, but then I would go out with my friends. Was that precisely my going out with my friends to the movies, to a house to hang out, was always Friday and Saturdays.
Yeah, always.
That's like the one thing that hit me hard. But it wasn't like for me that, oh, like, was there like a difference? I've always been obedient in that case.
But that's so good because I wasn't. So I was always like, "Mom, no, like what?" Like she would tell me like, "Oh, on Sundays." She would like, "You can't give God one day." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll go." Like I guess. But then came Shabbat, it was Friday and Saturday, and then I'm like, "Oh, now you want me to give him 2 days?" So like it's good that like you didn't go through that, and that's such a blessing because you didn't go through the stuff that I went through. And with the obedience, there came so many rewards, like your husband, like your kids, the ministry, like so many huge blessings because you obeyed. And it is a really good quality that you have, that you're very obedient. You listen, and because you listen and you obey, God gave you rewards. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's so good. Um, was there like an encounter you're like, wow, like I really needed you, God, like there, and he was there. Like, have you had that encounter with him?
If you see me reading, it's because everyone who's reading, I I never, no one has really asked my testimony. And like the few people who have asked me, like, hey Mari, do you have a testimony, would be like Ellie, or like our close group.
Uh-huh.
um, so I didn't, like, for me, I'm like, I don't think I have a testimony, because in my head I'm picturing, like, I see all those testimonies like Ellie, and it's like, wow, it's like God took me out of this, and now I'm like a whole like changed person. So when Ellie asked me, can you get on this podcast, and like the theme is that your testimony, I was like, uh do I even have a testimony? Like, I don't even think I can do this podcast. Maybe invite me for another one. God said no. God said no, and it's because today, like in this process of developing my testimony, I realized that I actually do have a testimony. I thought I didn't, but
Ooh.
I do. So I'm like fresh into knowing my testimony. So I wrote everything down. Plus I'm nervous, so
It's okay.
reading. I'm reading, but I'm gonna tell you.
Don't
So
worry.
my encounter with God is like different from many jóvenes, from many youth, because like I was saying, I've always been obedient. So my process was never like I had a traumatic experience and therefore God came into my life and took me out of it. So you know that I've always been in, like I said, in the Christianity. Therefore, I believe in the Christianity principle. So I was taught to always go to church on Sunday. I was taught to pick your friends correctly, like be careful who your friends are. I was taught drugs and alcohol are bad, and the main one that I was taught was you gotta be pure when you get to marriage. And um, I can be of testimony, and it's one of like my like those that's one of my proudest like things I've done, and it's that I did come pure to my marriage. Like my husband was my first.
Mm.
So because I didn't have like that process of like, oh, God took me out of this. I was like, no, maybe I don't, like maybe God didn't take me out of that. But analyzing everything and like really thinking, like talking to my husband, like, baby, like I don't really think I have a testimony. I came to the conclusion that my encounter with him was when I found Torah. That was God like saving me, teaching me the ways of Torah and bringing Torah to me. So it wasn't that I had to pass through something terrible and then he took me out of it, but God in his misericordia,
Mercy.
in his mercy, didn't make me go through so much.
Yes.
But his encounter was that before I didn't have Torah, and I was just how every Christian is, that we are believers, but that's it. So my encounter with God was when Torah came into my life. Like Torah changed me, and I thought that I wasn't being changed, but today I realized that yeah, Torah changed me. It doesn't matter that I had such a I never did like crazy things, but I'm not the same person I was back then. And that I know that if I didn't have Torah, um I was very obedient, but I know that going into college, which I did 2 years of college,
And were you in like a frat, a sorority?
yes,
Yeah,
that's
I saw
my
that.
testimony. I I came into Torah when I was 18, and then I started FIU,
Hmm.
uh, 19, like 18, 19, as soon as we graduated in 2017. Um, that was part of my testimony, so we're gonna go ahead.
Okay.
Um, oh, like I was saying, so I thought I didn't have an encounter because of that, but I realized that if I wouldn't have come to Torah because of the story I'm going to tell you about the sorority now, um I know that I was going to be pulled, even though I was obedient, and I know that I love God and I know that God is real. At some point, since I was getting into that worldly area, the surroundings, which is very important, who you surround yourself with, where you're surrounding yourself with, it
Hmm.
pulls you. Even if you're the strongest believer, it's gonna pull you.
Yeah,
It,
there's a verse that says that, like, but I know it in Spanish, so I'm gonna try to find it in English. But continue.
so I started college. The first year I went to college, my friend and I uh saw like the propaganda, like all the ads
Um,
about sororities, and what caught my attention, and the reason I did it was because the sororities have a way of like telling you that the main thing they do and like the most amazing thing they do is charity, which they do charity. There's no lie. They do charity, they collect money, they do fundraisers, but that's what they paint, that picture. And I was
hmm.
like, wow, like I've always loved helping people. I think that's beautiful. So we applied and we did the whole process, and then I got into one. So the crazy part was that, let me find, sorry, the yeah. So the crazy part was that I got into it, and then they do this thing called initiation.
Ooh.
So they made us like all dressed in white, and we went to like a house, but like they kept us in a room. Yeah, and this was like my pure mind.
What?
Yeah, I'm like, this is my pure mind. Like, this is like, no, I got into a sorority. How cool! Like, I'm gonna start helping people. That's what I thought.
Uh-huh.
And we started like each like two by two they started going, but then when it was my turn, I noticed that they blindfolded you. So they blindfolded me, and I had to walk around like the house blindfolded, and like they would take you steps by steps. They would tell you to like to do things like that was initiation. Everyone had to go through it if you wanted to be a sorority girl.
Oh my God.
And then I got to the part which was where my eyes opened up, which was that with my eyes closed, they grabbed my hand and they put it through fire.
Oh my God.
So I was like blindfolded, and then they grabbed my hand, and all you feel was like the heat. They had put my hand through fire, and at that moment, I realized, without knowing too much Bible, but I knew that what I was doing was something like satanic. Like that is not
Yeah, that's
biblical. That is not godly. I couldn't do anything. I was already there, and I left.
yeah.
But since that moment, I was feeling so uncomfortable, and I was like, well, like whatever. Like we just have to go through it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. We did it. But sitting and analyzing everything, I noticed that that was not anything close to what God wants. I was doing a satanic thing there. I don't know, and I don't know if it's like all the sororities, I'm assuming, but I knew that was not for me. So I was like some people maybe that are watching are in college, or you're gonna go to college, and in our human eyes, we don't see that as something so bad. Oh, it's just like a ritual, like you're going into a sorority, that's it. Like they didn't burn you or anything. But when you see it in the spiritual eyes, you see that's not okay at all. And then I found a verse in the scripture that talks exactly about that. And it's Leviticus 18:21, and it says, "You shall not let any of your descendants pass through the fire of Molech, nor shall you profane the name
No,
of your
wow.
God." So I noticed that literally what they were doing there was like a ritual with us. I was doing a pagan practice with them, not even me noticing. And
Wow.
that was crazy. Like that's the craziest thing I've ever gone through. So that happened, and then I started seeing that it was like they would invite you to parties and parties and parties, and that's where my testimony of how like that change happened in my life. It wasn't like a brutal thing, but I realized today that's when God saved me. Like God saved me in this moment that I'm going to tell you. They started doing parties, and they would go out, and of course in those parties they drink, and they end up having a lot of sex, right? That's what that
That's yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Sad, but that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never go to those fiestas.
Those
Never. I was never
parties.
able to go. Yeah, those
Mm-hmm.
parties, never. I was never able to do it because they would always do it Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
And I was saying, when I first started, it took me 2 years to really like keep my Sabbath. But in those 2 years, it was just like I would go out to the movies or go to a friend's house. But when I started getting into the sorority, I already had more knowledge about what the Sabbath day was. And God literally put in me, you cannot go there. And I would not go. I every time there was like an event, Brina, I don't think because you were in there back then,
Yeah,
Brina
no.
would come and be like, oh, let's do Shabbat together. Or, oh, let's do Shabbat, the youth Shabbat. And it would always be an event that had to do with church for the Sabbath. So I would be like, no, I'd rather go there. So I never,
You wouldn't
never
get FOMO, like fear of missing out. Like you wouldn't get FOMO, like not being at the sorority thing.
at the beginning I had it, but it was because there was like, so the sorority is like you have meetings, so once a week you get together and you have meetings, and like you have to dress like in black, or you have to like, well, I honestly don't know why I got myself into that, but you would have like
It's to
meetings.
share this moment.
Yes, I can see that now because I was like, I've never been part of that world. I don't know why I got into it. So
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, I did because they would, since I was like the new girl, like the group of us that were new, all the other people already had like their cliques, and like in the meetings, like they would sit together, and it was like, and I would always end up like by myself with like that one girl who like brought me in, and that's it. But like I didn't really have like a relationship. Everyone, I would always just like be quiet, like in a corner, sitting. So
Mm-hmm.
that would be like the FOMO I had, because I'm like I feel left out, but I didn't do it either way. That
Okay.
that was like God saving me. Like what saved me was Sabbath. If I would have known the Sabbath, I would have gone to the parties, of course. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, even though I know God is real and I know that He's my Savior, I know that little by little, I was going to be pulled into the darkness, and I would have probably today been living a crazy life I I've always wanted kids, but my husband asked me, like, do you think that if you weren't in Torah, you would have a family? And I'm like, I think so. But then when I sat down and thought about this, I'm like, maybe not, because
Mm-hmm.
like I've always wanted kids, but my focus in Torah, and one of the main things you're supposed to do in Torah is procreate. I think I said it right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Family. And they taught me this here, and I found my amazing husband, and I've I've done that. I've been able to have my children, but I'm happy. I know I'm in the right place. And I know that, and now, and I'm like, wow, like I've always wanted a family, but I don't think I would have had a
Yeah,
family.
because you wanted to be into the military, no? Like you did like
Yeah.
military.
I used to do something called Silver Air Patrol. Because my idea was that I'm going to the military. I've always
Yeah.
liked since little, since like sixth grade, I've always been in that program. And believe it or not, it's crazy. I was gonna sign my contract to go to the army. And when I was gonna sign that contract, I had started just recently coming to EMC, and I
Mm-hmm.
went to like a recruiter's office, and like
You
they
did
showed
everything.
papers, and I was about to sign. And literally, I think that, let's say I was gonna sign this week, like the week before, Pastor had sat me down, Pastor Diego, and he started explaining to me how that's not really Torah, because us women should not be going out and battling like that. That's not my role. That my role is to be a mom, to take care of my kids, to live this
Wow.
happy life, the privilege that God gives me, because I don't work. I don't know if everyone knows that. I don't work. I have the privilege to stay at home with my kids. I don't
Which
have to
is
take
work, but you
care.
don't work like at a
Exactly. Like a work. No, I have the privilege that my work is my kids. So I teach them what I want to teach them. They don't have to be mixed with the world. That's my privilege. And I was gonna lose that if I went to the military, or if I continued in the sorority, if I
Mm-hmm.
continued here. And that's, I realized today that my salvation was that I kept the Sabbath day. And because I kept the Sabbath day, and because I was obedient, and I've always been obedient, I'm like, no, I have to do Sabbath. And thank God for that, because today I don't think, like, I've always wanted a family, but I don't think I would have accomplished that, because I think I would have been so pulled into that whole university vibe, which
Or
is
military.
so, yes, which is so heavy. Like, I don't know if there's young people watching us here who are going to go to a college or a university. I'm not saying not to go to the university, because if that's God's plan for
Mm-hmm.
you, that's God. For me, it was that I was gonna be dedicated to the ministry and my kids. But if that's God's plans to you, what I tell you is be careful. Like, make sure that you are aligned with what you know is true, the Torah. And it's not just, oh, I believe in God and that's going to keep me safe. No. Make sure you're not surrounding yourself with the things you do. If you have to go to college, you go to college, you do your classes, and that's it. Like, don't even give the devil like one chance of like, oh, let me bring you into this, because
Yeah, no.
my story could have been something else.
Yes. And I have the verse for that you're saying. It says it's First Corinthians 10:12. If you think you are standing strong, be careful not to fall. The temptations in your life are no different from what others experience, and God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, he will show you a way out so that you can endure. So he's like, okay, yes, temptation, but he will always give us a way out. So
Exactly.
that's he is faithful always.
Always. Yeah. And he's going to take you out for sure. If you're meant to be Israel, if you're meant to be his son and his daughter, he's going to take you out. But from my experience, I didn't have to go through something traumatic to live that change, and to live in God's presence. And that's, you guys don't have to do that either. If you've been through it, you've been through it, and it's always going to be a testimony to others, because my testimony might reach the younger youth
Mm-hmm.
who hasn't had the chance to develop any craziness, but my testimony wouldn't help someone who's gone through it like Ellie's testimony would, because I haven't lived it. You get me? So each testimony is different, but your testimony can be like mine. I never went through something traumatic, but God's presence was in me and like he changed me. So the young ones who are watching, you don't have to go through anything traumatic.
Don't, please don't.
You don't have to. Yeah,
Don't,
people go through
please.
traumatic things because yes, God always. But I'm not saying no, that wasn't God. No, God always like God wanted Ellie, for example, to go through her testimony because we all
It's
know
always for the good. Yes.
exactly, and because now Ellie can help girls who have had to go through rough things. But you don't
Mhm.
have to do it that way. You don't have to.
Don't choose that. Like either choose death or choose life. And he
Exactly.
says, God says, choose life.
Life.
Choose
You
that
don't have to
because
go through a struggle.
you really don't. Like if you really could prevent it, like you'll prevent headaches, you'll prevent health problems, you'll prevent so many things because sexual diseases. I know one of my friends was killed in a gang. My friends also, one of them has struggled with nicotine, drugs, and bro, they're literally like 24 years old and they're in the hospital hospitalized because they have lung cancer.
Exactly. No.
Like you
And
don't have to go through that.
exactly. And you don't have to. I feel that a lot of the youth and it happened to me. Um I struggled my whole life until recently, I think actually until like 3 years ago. I had a problem with feeling alone. I had a problem with rejection, but not rejection from my parents, but it was a rejection from friends. I didn't understand why, and it always happened since I was little. I would like have like a best friend, and then like I would give her my everything because I've always been like that. I'm a very loving.
Giving person.
I give you my all. Like if you're my friend, you're gonna get my 1,000%. I'm gonna make sure you're okay. Whatever you need. If I have to get out at 2 a.m. to go do so, I will do it for you. But I would always give that to people, and at the end of the day, all those friends would reject me and just leave me, and for example, go with another friend, and like just like if I was trash, bye. And I was like, I don't understand why. And then it happened again, and it happened again in middle school,
A
in high
cycle.
school. Always, it was a cycle, and I didn't understand why. I would fall into depression. I would start blaming myself. I'm like, what is wrong with me that people are doing that to me? Like, what am I doing? Like, what am I a bad person? Like what am I doing? Because everyone always like, ugh, Myra, like they would always have like that, ugh. Like I would always think in my head, ugh, like everyone thinks about Myra like, ugh, like annoying, like we don't want to be around her. And I'm telling you this because that was like my fear. Like I had that problem of being alone, that rejection. Um and I feel like a lot of youth has that problem. Like they don't want to show their light. They don't want to go out and be like, yeah, I'm different and what? Because they're scared of that. They're scared of being judged. They're scared that they're gonna
Rejection.
pull them aside. Like but I tell you today, do it. And I tell you today that I had to learn it the hard way, per se, because I didn't understand it. And until Pastora Monica, when I came to church, that my dad was worried about me. And he's like, Pastora, like, I need you to talk to my daughter. And Pastora sat down with me and she spoke to me and she's like, I don't know why you're going through that rejection. We're going to pray about it. And that's when we realized, and that's when Pastora told me, like, look where you are now. Um, Look where all your friends are. And then I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I understood it. But 3 years ago, I was already married because this year I'm 5 years with my husband. It was still happening to me, even at church, because church is like a hospital. So
Hmm.
when you're going to church, you can't have the expectation. And she taught me that because that was my expectation.
Yeah,
I'm
she told me that too.
at church and I'm not going to get hurt because this is church and this is church.
Yeah. God is
But no,
here, so
exactly. But no,
yeah.
that's the wrong concept because everyone goes into church and they begin like we're sick. If you think of it as a hospital, we're
Yes.
slowly gonna start to cleanse and we're slowly gonna start to restore. But,
Medicine.
but while you do that, people are sick and new people are going to church and they're not automatically just gonna be wow this perfect person. No, so that was my expectation, and it happened that I got hurt at church with a friend and I was like, I'm done. Like it's still happening at church. Like I'll come to church, but don't expect me to like make friends. No, like I'm done being her. Like I was destroyed. And Pastora sat me down, and that's when I understood, because her words were literally like, "You have been, well, besides the fact that she told me that's when she told me that it was a hospital, but she told me, I understand why you were going through all of that when you were little, and until you understand it, it's gonna keep on happening to you." And it was because she told me, "You've always been separated, always, even since you were little. You've been separated for God's kingdom. He wants you pure. He wants you as pure as you can be." And therefore, that's why you weren't allowed to have those friends, because I was going to have toxic friends, and they were going to take me to destruction. And when she told me that, I'm like, wow. Like, and I analyzed and I prayed, and God uh the what do you say, when he liberates, right? When he
Set you
liberated,
free. Yeah, he
he
set you
set me
free.
he set me free from that. Now I can say that I'm 100% cured from that. That if I have a situation with a friend, it's not gonna bring me, like, literally it brought me to depression. I was like bad. And now God, I can say that God saved me from that. So what I want to tell the youth is that don't be scared to be light, and to go tell the world how amazing our God is. Don't do that, because he's not gonna bring you down, and he's just gonna do amazing work with you. Don't be scared, because i I went through that, but now I'm telling you, if God is separating you from people, if God is moving you around and you don't understand why, it's because you were separated for his kingdom. And
Amen.
not all of us have to go through that crazy process, like we were talking about at the beginning, to be free and to live this amazing life, a godly life, a Torah life. Like, we don't all have to go through that. And I learned that was like a lesson for me, like that today. God spoke to me
Mhm.
with this testimony. He spoke to me with my testimony. He gave me a
That's so
testimony and
good.
my
He said your
testimony.
story.
Yeah, exactly. He's like,
He's
girl,
like, girl, hold on.
yeah, what do you mean you don't have a testimony?
Hold
You
on.
have a testimony. You don't have
Yes,
to
you do.
do crazy things to have a testimony. You have an amazing testimony that I know can help a lot of people. And I
Hmm.
understood that today, when I was
Wow.
preparing my,
That's
just
so
today.
good. That's so good. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, because when you tell me I don't have one, I'm like, I'm sure you do. I don't have, I'm like, I'm
Literally,
sure you do. Like, you're here. What do you mean?
literally, that's literally what you told me. What do you mean
Uh,
you're in Torah? I'm like, yeah, but for me, I was like, yeah, like I'm here, but like I don't think I have testimony, because for me in my head it was like I never went through something traumatic where God had to be like boom, like I saved you from this. So I was like, no, I don't have a testimony. But no, you don't have to go through that. Not everyone's process is gonna be the same.
the same. And not to
Yeah,
compare because like
exactly.
it's you okay, like yes, it happens. Like let me and you per se. Like you've had such a pure testimony and it's beautiful, it's amazing. I'm like, wow, that's girl, I wish. But I had to go through my own thing, which was like not pure at all. Like the most mm-mm. So then, but it's like not if like you have a friend, not to compare your testimonies because you
At
have
all.
your own thing. Like you have your own beauty, your own love story with God.
Exactly. And how I said earlier, I am not gonna reach the girls you're gonna reach. So don't compare yourself with testimonies, and don't think, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like I have to be the same as her, or else like God didn't like
Do
free
anything
me.
in my
No.
life.
Like I
Yeah.
have a testimony, because there's gonna be girls like me, young girls, who God, because of his misericordia,
Mercy. Mercy.
because of his mercy, because of his love, wanted us to have that pure
Mm-hmm.
area, that pure cycle. But with you, he had other purposes. He taught you many things that I can't teach others, but you can.
We're a team, girl. We
Exactly.
balance. And then if you see a little girl that's trying to like go into my way, I'll be like,
Exactly.
talk to me, and you will
I
not
can't.
want to.
I can't help as much as I want to help girls. And I actually spoke with Pastora about that. It was like what, like maybe like a year and a half ago, because I'm like, I really want to help the youth, and I don't know how to help the youth. And she's like, you can't help everyone, because your testimony, you can help. So she told me, you're gonna help this girl and this girl because they're more like you. But and then she mentioned it, she's like, but Ellie can help other girls like this and like this and like this because of your testimonies. And then I didn't realize that. I was like, no, I think I can help everyone. I want to help everybody.
Yeah,
But
me too,
no,
girl.
you can't help everybody because if I haven't lived the experience, how am I supposed to be like, hey girl, you you got this, like you're gonna go through it? No, because they're gonna
Mhm.
be like, who are you to say that? Like you didn't go through
Mhm.
that. But you have that authority to tell
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
So everyone has their own process, like Ellie said,
Yes.
and it's not that one is better than the other. That's
Mhm.
just the path God wanted for you, and we have to be happy and accept that because we have
Yeah.
God and we're here and we're light, and there's so many youth out there that are so destroyed. So no, we're happy with what we got, with the testimony God gave us, and Baruch Hashem for what He did with us.
Yes. And like love. If like love, I feel like is like the medicine. Like, if you love someone and like let's say like I had an issue with a girl where I just couldn't stand her. I was just like, I can't. I'm in Torah and I can't. And then, but I'd pray to God. I'm like, why can't I? Like, why can't I love this girl? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. And trust me, in Torah, just because you're in Torah doesn't mean you're sanctified from everything. No, you're in Torah, like Myra said. There's a hospital right here, and Pastora taught me the same thing. It's a hospital. People come in sick, and what are you gonna do? You have medicine, love. But then I was like, I don't have that. Like I don't have that love in me. Like what do you mean? And they're like, oh, like it's just hard because people hurt you. How am I supposed to love the person that literally just like yanked my band-aid and I worked so hard to heal that and you just yanked my band-aid and I'm supposed to love you for that? Like it's weird. Like it's weird. But then I would pray and then this girl opened up to me about like her testimony and everything and her story and her life and I'm
Wow.
like everything just I was just crying and I was like, God, I'm so mean. I'm so sorry, but I'm so happy because now I love her. Now I'm like, wow, that love I can see and I'm like people go through so many different things and you're like, wow, like I couldn't imagine that. Like wow, I'm so sorry you went through that and then that love that you get from your neighbor and then your neighbor to you and then you just pray and then we're all sick. We all need God and we all need to be that person like you need my love, I need your love. I
Exactly.
need my neighbor's love. We all need love from each other and
And we
patience.
help and we help people, believe it or not. Um, because that's what I do. I I
Yes.
I was telling Ellie and I told one of the other girls that we were talking, and she told me this Hoven, she told me, I am done, and I don't I don't want to give my all to people. I don't want to give my all. I'm being hurt. And at the moment she said that, I was like, it was a flashback because that was me. Like literally, like she said that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like God, what? Like I know, like with the testimony she was giving me, He was also healing me because I really thought like I was alone in this, right? And she told me that, and I'm like, wow, like now I knew the words to tell her. Back then, I would have been like, yeah, girl, me too. Let's do it together. Let's turn off. Since I went through it, I told her, I was like, you cannot do that because what I thought once was a weakness, I told her it's actually our most beautiful quality, and it's the love we have for people. I for a
You
long
taught me that.
Oh, I told you that too.
Yeah, I'm not that girl she's talking about, but she
No,
did
no,
teach
you
me
weren't.
that.
But yeah, I did tell you that. For a long time, I thought that that was my weakness. That
Hmm.
I really had to stop loving people and giving my all to
And
people
being
because
sensitive and stuff. Yeah.
exactly, and like really getting attached to people like that because I thought that was such a weakness. And Pastora told me, and my husband was the main person who sat me down, and he was like, oh, because one day I said the same thing as I told my husband. I like crying. I was devastated. I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm
I'm
just gonna be like mute, and I'm gonna be like this to people. That's it. I'm done giving my all. And he's like, you can't do that because that is the most beautiful quality that you have, Myra. And then I'm just like, no, it's not. That's why I'm getting hurt. And he's like, no, never stop giving that. And then
done.
that's when I learned that no matter what happens, the things that happen to us, I'm always gonna do that. And thank God that he put my husband and that he told me that because I was really about to give up in that. So I told the girl, I was like, you can't give up. That is your most beautiful quality. You're gonna keep on loving. You're gonna love the people that you said, like how you said today. You're gonna keep on loving the people that you hate, the people that hurt you and you don't want anything to do with them. Those are the people that you're gonna love the most. And you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna love and you're not gonna stop giving that love because we shouldn't love people to get something in return. And I learned that. I I thought I wasn't doing that back then, but then I realized I'm like, yeah, because why am I always getting to her? Like, if I'm giving love, I shouldn't expect people to do the same thing to me. That's
Mm-hmm.
not my goal here. My goal is that I wanna heal and love people and make them feel happy. So I'm gonna give that, but I shouldn't expect anything in return. If I'm gonna
Yes.
give, for example, I'm gonna give Ellie love, but I shouldn't expect Ellie to do the same thing with me. No, you're gonna give love. So that's actually funny because I had that testimony and I was like, no, 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 but it's a beautiful quality. It's loving
Yes.
is what Eddie said. Loving is medicine. You can, surprisingly, you wouldn't see it because not every time you're gonna see it, but you love and you heal people and they're being healed inside and God is working with them, and but you giving them that love, you heal them. They might not say it to you all the time, but it works.
Yeah,
You
it
help people.
definitely does. Because there's a quote that says, hurt people, hurt people. And what about loving people, love people? And then
Exactly.
they heal, and then wow, and wow, we're all getting
The
healed.
world always tells us the opposite of what truly gets us closer to God, or the key to living an amazing life, a godly life, of life full of prosperity. Because I had an acquaintance, because I don't really call her a friend, from outside, and she once told me, well, at school I was always known as the church girl. She doesn't do anything. She's such a prude, and I'm like for me, I was like,
Oh my god, I
oh,
haven't heard that word in forever.
oh my goodness, like that hurts me. But why would it hurt me? I am. And one day I'm like, you know what? Yes, I am a church girl. I am a prude. I'm happy to say it. I am happy
Mm-hmm.
that I am not contaminated. I am happy that you guys say these things, and I'm like, what does that mean? You know, I'm like, what does that mean? And sometimes we still do it now, and everyone laughs
Yeah,
at me. They're like, Myra, you don't know what that is, and I'm like, I don't know what
I
that is.
know.
Oh, so no, I'm happy. I'm happy to be a prude. I'm happy to be a church girl. And I told them, I was like, they told me, somebody told me, you need to stop being lazy and go to work. You're not doing anything with yourself, right? And I was like, you're so wrong. You're so wrong, my friend, because I am living the best life I can live. I don't have to go to work out there and make my own money to be like, wow, I accomplished something in life. No, no, no. I know for a fact that I've accomplished so much more. And it's not that I'm comparing, but I have Torah in my life. And I
Yeah.
know that with you having Torah in your life, I am 100 steps ahead of everyone. So I know that there could be
Oh,
someone that has kids, the same thing as me, but I'm in Torah and I got the privilege because they see it as, sometimes people see it as something bad. I have the privilege that I don't have to go to work.
yeah.
You don't
Like a
have to.
burden. People see Torah
Exactly.
as a burden, and it's
Yeah.
really not.
Not at all. I have the privilege. I can happily tell you I am happy that I don't have to work. I am happy that I can stay with my kids. I
Yeah.
have a happy marriage with my husband. Like, I'm happy. And I don't have to do the things that the world is telling me to do to be happy. I don't listen to secular music. I never like the drugs or alcohol. Like, I don't drink. I don't go to parties to be happy. But I know
Bueno,
that
su vinito, a little bit of wine on Shabbat, but
yeah, 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 why?
I'm just kidding.
But I can tell you that I am a very, very happy person. And I know I wouldn't be this happy if I wasn't in Torah.
And it shows. It shows. I know you're really happy, and it makes me happy that you're happy. Yeah, that's so good. I am really happy that you shared this with us today. Is there anything else, like, do you want, like anything else, like last words you want to like say for the youth watching? Any Bible verse you want to dedicate? Anything?
Well, I when you send me, and I was I was like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do? Eddie, help me prepare. I don't know all the testimonies. A question that you sent that really like helped me was You said. Let me find this. Sorry.
You're good.
You said. You said. Sorry. There was a lot of questions.
It's okay. I know. And I asked like three questions.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm telling you, this was also like God healing and preparing me.
Maybe
So.
those answers are just for you, for yourself.
Oh, okay. So one of the questions you had asked was like if I had what you said, like if I had a verse, right,
Mm-hmm.
for people, um, and I'm like, or a verse that really helped me, throughout my journey, and I was like, I really don't have a verse, but then I'm like, I don't have a verse, but I do have a story that's always been on my head, and that story is, um, the story of how God took us out of Egypt, and with that I associated with Yeshua saving us. And that's always gone through my head. I'm like, he did he didn't have to do that for us, but he literally died for us to live and live this beautiful life. So my message, or the last thing maybe that I want to tell the youth, is always persevere. Never, never stop, even if you're battling, because something I realize is that when we sin, we usually, instead of getting closer to God, we separate from Him,
Yeah.
because we feel guilty, because we feel that God is going to judge us, or that He's going to give us a punishment, because we know who God is and we know like His commandments and we know His word, and yet we still sinned. But God didn't like. God knows we're going to sin. We're not perfect. The only perfect one is
Yeah.
Him. So I found this Bible verse, as I was going through that, because no, I've never had like a Bible verse that would help me. So, it was just that story. Yeshua saved, like Yeshua died on the cross to save me. And that is, he didn't have to do that. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
would. But with that came the verse in Psalms 34:18, and it says, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. So my advice would be, always look for him. Always look for him. No matter if you sin, no matter if you're in your worst moments, always look for him, because he is always going to get you out of that. I always say it. God is never going to give you um, a battle, an obstacle that you can't overcome. And if he gives it to you, it's because he's molding you, and because he wants you to learn from this, because one day you're going to be of testimony, or because you need that so you can become this great Torah man, or this great Torah woman. So never give up. Even if you are at your lowest and you think God is gonna punish you, or that God is not with you, because why would God be with someone like me if I did this horrible thing? That's when you most look for him, because
And that's when he's closer to you.
exactly, and everyone does it backwards. Everyone, you sin and you run away from God, because why would God love me after that? No, no, he's gonna punish me because I know his word, I know his commandment. So since I know it, he's gonna punish me. You might have a consequence for what you did, of course. That's how we learn. But it doesn't mean that God is not gonna love you. On the contrary, he's gonna help you come out of whatever obstacle you're coming. But look for him. Don't stop, because then if you stop, you lose the battle. Look for him. Always, always, always. And always, if always, always, always ask for help. That was another one that I learned the hard way. People think that they can do everything on their own, and you can't. And it's not wrong. You're not supposed to do everything on your own. The God doesn't say you're supposed to get healed on your own. If you do otherwise, you're wrong. No, that's why He gave us a community.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Pastors.
alone. You're not supposed to do it alone. I couldn't do it alone. I had my parents. If you don't have your parents, you have pastors. Pastor and your pastors spiritually are your main. They will help you. They have the ruach. They have God helping them, giving them all this knowledge to help you. Like, go to them. And you also have the community. Of course, you're not gonna go just to anybody, because I was taught that you go to people who have testimony. Those are the people
Mm-hmm.
who can help you. But you have a community there that has gone through things to help you, or testimony. So go look for the help. Never do it alone. Never do it alone, because It's impossible to do it alone. And you're not wrong for like you're not weak for doing it alone. On the contrary, looking for help makes you strong.
Yes,
Very
I
strong.
agree. I agree. When you were talking, and this is like how we'll close off. When you were talking, it was like the story of Adam and Eve. So when Adam sinned, and then he just like hid because he was naked, and God's like, "Where are you?" Like he already knew where he was, but it was like, "Where are you?" He was like, "Oh no, I sinned. I'm hiding. I'm hiding." He was like, "No, come. They come out. Why would you do that? Whatever. All right, consequence. You're out. You're out of the Garden of Eden of paradise. You're out. But I'm gonna still clothe you." So
Exactly.
he still clothed us anyways. So it's like that's right there. It's
That
literally
was
in
a beautiful
Genesis.
analogy. That was
Yes,
really
that's
good.
literally
Love that analogy.
you were talking, I was just like, oh my god, I remember that. I don't know who taught me that, but whatever. And
That
then
was
I
a
was just like, wow, yes, like that's so true. What you're saying is so true. And then you're saying about like seeking help, and yes, and even if let's say you're youth and you're watching and you don't have anyone, you don't have a community, you don't have anything, literally text us, write us. I don't know if we have the QR code, but you can text Myra. I don't know if you want to say your number out here in public if there's a
oh,
youth or anyone
yeah.
watching.
You can text me and then I'll give you my husband's number. 786-320-2524. I feel like we're giving a commercial.
Literally a commercial. But please, like, text us and then let us know, and then we're here to help always. If you need any help with whatever it is, I know that Myra would literally just be like, husband, here, pastor, help us. Because that's our duty as wives too, be their secretary. Like, hey, look, this youth needs help. Let's oh my god, they found the QR code for the youth. Yay. Oh my god, thank God. So if you guys want to connect, it's right there. Grupo de Jóvenes, that's youth group. Connect yourselves with us, and then let us know where you're connecting from, and then we'll help you out. And then we never know, maybe you have a church near you and you never knew that. So maybe that's your opening to start keeping the Sabbath, keeping Torah, and following Yeshua. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Myra, for being here. I'm so happy you said your testimony. I'm so proud of you. So happy to be your friend and your sister in this journey. And thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and share everything. Your husband was literally so cute. He literally shared it in the in the chat, on the youth chat. He was like, watch my wife. Oh, so cute.
I love you, but I didn't want so many people watching me.
I told Myra, I'm like, just pretend it's just us talking, but a bunch of people are gonna be watching us.
Yeah, I was like, way to go. You really helped me with that one.
Girl, you did good. Okay, thank you guys. Shalom, shalom.